What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about one of the best shortstops in the game, Trevor's story, and where he will land. Before we get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and hit the like button as well, and comment if you want to see any other videos. But other than that, let's get into it. To start off his career, in 6 years, he was with the Colorado Rockies and put up absolutely amazing numbers with the stick and defensively. He's really known for his defensive prowess, as he's one of the top shortstop gold gloves, and he could really hit with the stick too, as we've seen him hit 35 plus home runs 2 times in, I think, 18 and 19. But this year in 2021, he did have a down year, only hit 24 home runs and like around a 250 average, so it wasn't the best of seasons, and that's why you might see him sign for not as big of a deal as Carlos Correa or Corey Seager. If he had a great year, he'd be getting their money. But since he had a down year, he's probably going to get a short deal, maybe 3 to 4 years, probably like in the 150 to 175 range, like $20 million a year, somewhere around that area. And the teams that I think would give it to him, I have a couple teams here. I have the New York Yankees, number 1. They're in on everyone this offseason. Number 2, I have the Detroit Tigers if Carlos Correa doesn't work out. Number 3, I have the Texas Rangers because he's from Texas. He talked to them the other day, and I just think it would be a good fit. Number 4, the Seattle Mariners. They could use a really good bat in their lineup, as well as a great defensive shortstop. You know, that helps everyone. Another one I have him going to the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they're also shopping around for a shortstop. And I think Trevor Story could really help them out, being that they need a great shortstop. And Trevor Story is on the cheaper end of all the shortstops. Let's get into the likelihood of these signings happening now. Starting off from the bottom, I'm going to go the Philadelphia Phillies. Probably have the least likely chance, being that Trevor Story probably has other teams he'd rather go to than the Philadelphia Phillies. And I think the Philadelphia Phillies would rather like Marcus Semien or a Corey Seager type over him, maybe. But yeah, for the Philadelphia Phillies, that's what I think. Next up, I got the Seattle Mariners. They just come in because they almost made the playoffs, and you know they're going to be making some sort of move. And I think Trevor Story would be the smart move to make, being that they do need a bat in their lineup. Their lineup isn't too great. It's not bad, but it's not great, and Trevor Story could really help that out. And putting him at short could move J.P. Crawford and maybe a trade for a pitcher, or maybe move him over to second, something like that, or third. Being that Kyle Seager is out the door, so maybe you move him over to third. And then, so yeah, I think that makes a bunch of sense. Next, we have the Texas Rangers. I think the Texas Rangers makes a lot of sense for him, being that he's from Texas. He's been linked to them forever now, it seems like. They have a new stadium. They're trying to get into the win column. They're trying to get into the standings, high up into the standings, so they can make a push. And, you know, it might not happen this year, but if they sign Clayton Kershaw and Trevor Story, the 2 Texans, there might be a chance that they can maybe make a run next year with Jack Leiter and everything like that. So this signing really makes sense for the Rangers, being that he could help out a lot. He could teach the young guys stuff, and he's a Texas born, so that makes a lot of sense too. And then we have the Detroit Tigers. This one just makes sense, being that because you know they're going to be aggressive in the offseason. They already signed Eduardo Rodriguez and close to signing Carlos Correa. But if Carlos Correa doesn't work out, I see them automatically going to Trevor Story. I don't know if they go to Corey Seager. I think they would want, they have a lot of lefties already, so I think they would go to Trevor Story for sure. They need that defense as well. And I think Story really gives them that, so I just think that's why it makes sense. And for the number 1 team that I think it makes sense for is the New York Yankees. New York Yankees rank almost last in defense, so they definitely need someone to come in there and play absolute amazing defense, and Trevor Story does that. So I think he would be a great fit in that infield. Maybe have like Gio Urshela at third, Trevor Story at short, maybe put Glaber or DJ at second, probably DJ, move Glaber in a trade for Olsen, maybe that could work. And yeah, I think that would be great. And then, but the offensive side, the con is that he does strike out a lot, and the Yankees do not need any more strikeouts. So that would be a problem. But, you know, you could deal with that, being that in Yankee Stadium, he could hit up to 35 home runs again if he has a bounce-back year, which he probably will. I think he could be a big help in that Yankees lineup, maybe serve as like a 3-hitter, a leadoff hitter even maybe, or a 6 or 7 hitter. He could really go anywhere in the lineup. Yeah, those are my rankings for what teams I think he should go to. Lastly, I think he should get anywhere from 150 to 200 million, probably in that 175 range. I think he's a great player, should really get looked at by all these teams, and yeah, he's a very valuable asset to many teams. But other than that, it's been your boy Amazing Baseball Plays, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya.